A little something about Raymond. He's an investor in stocks and rentals. He wants no money from you, no bait and switch, nothing. Here's what he's going to do. He's going to log into his personal account, share real estate property documents, and give you suggestions on what to read.
All right, today is Tuesday, January 5th, 2021. And what we want to do is log into my 401k account. So let's get that going. And I want to ask you guys, if you are looking at this video on YouTube, please subscribe and give a thumbs up. So let's jump into this account. And we're going to discuss investment choices. So this is the Fidelity 401k homepage. And if you have a 401k with Fidelity, this should look familiar. Everything, all these numbers and things should be in the exact same place. So when I start clicking on stuff, you should be able to follow me. If you have a 401k and it's not with Fidelity, of course you can't follow me when I start navigating from page to page, but everything that I say will still apply to wherever your 401k is. So we're going to log into this GE 401k. And we want to click on investments. And the GE 401k has 23 investments. And I do want to state this. The investments that you see here, you're not going to see within your 401k if you don't work at General Electric. All companies will have different type of investment choices, but these columns should be the exact same, and you should see a column called asset class. This is going to be a key column because I want to try to tie this column into different type of investors. So this is my website, stocksandrentals.com, and I created this article so you guys can figure out what type of investor you are. So I have 3 listed here: conservative, balanced, and aggressive. And if you decide to come here and you want more detail, I take my time and talk about actually 4. I included a day trader, what they do, and their risk tolerance. So I just want to just start off talking about the risk of the 3. 1 being low risk, 10 being high risk. I would say a conservative investor is going to go from 1 to 3. A balanced investor will go from 4 to 6. Aggressive will be 7 to 9. And if you are a day trader, you're super risky, you are a 10. So let's discuss the 3 type of investors. What would a conservative investor invest in? The type of investments that they like will be a money market account, a CD, certificate, a deposit, and bonds. A balanced investor, they differ from a conservative investor because they like stocks. So a balanced investor, they want to balance out their portfolio. So they're going to like stocks and bonds. An aggressive investor, that's the person that will invest in individual stocks. They might even consider Bitcoin. They would consider commodities. They're in it to win it, and they like the highest risk, but they get the biggest reward if they're successful. So what I want to do is I want to take these 3 buckets, conservative, balanced, and aggressive, and try to tie them into asset class. Because one thing you guys should notice, once you log into your 401k, they're not going to take you step by step and say, hey, if you're conservative, just stay up here and look around. Balance, you want to go right here in the middle, and aggressive, you guys go down here and pick what you want. It just doesn't work that way, and it's really sad. You really have to figure this stuff out, and I'm going to try to help you. So let's look at the asset class. So what would a conservative investor invest in? So under asset class, we see short-term investments. And as I said, a conservative investor, they like money market accounts. And this particular fund, it has a money market in it. So they would choose this fund and they would put their money in this fund. Very low risk, or any risk at all, but the interest rate of return is very low. It's 0.66%. It's not even 1%. And if you were an investor and you put your entire nest egg for 30 years working at a company and you put it in the money market account, you're going to be very disappointed when it's time to retire, because you're going to have your principal. You're not going to lose a cent of that, but you're not going to have too much more than your principal because of this low interest rate. A conservative investor will also consider bonds, and this GE account is showing you 4 different bond investments. The cool thing with bonds are that they have a higher rate of return. The highest one is 4.22%. The lowest is 1.69%. But you're going to have a greater risk. So again, you can make more money, but you're trading risk. So let's jump into the balanced investor. The balanced investor, they like stocks and bonds. This guy, he's willing to do bonds, no stocks. So the balanced investor will look at anything that says blended fund. And you can kind of tie them together by the B in balanced, the B in blended. The cool thing about a blended fund is that there is a blend of stocks and bonds. And it doesn't have to be a 50-50 split. It can be 60-40, 75-25. You would click on these and it would give you the information that you need to determine which one you want to invest in. The balanced investor will also look at stock investments. But they're going to take more risk if they decide to invest in any of these, because they only have stocks, no bonds. However, the balanced investor, they like the word index. And the reason they like index is because an index fund will take your money, so for example, $500, and they will spread that $500 over many, many companies. And just to show you, I want to click on one. So this says small cap index. The balanced investor will like this. Click on here, and just really quickly, we're going to see which companies and how many companies are in this fund. So here are the top 10 here. And this fund has over 2,000 companies. So $500 will be split over 2,000 ways. That's really taking the risk out of investing in one individual stock. This is what this guy would do, the aggressive investor. So what choice do they have in this account? I just told you stock investments. The balanced guy will pretty much gravitate to those. Well, you still have to pay attention to your funds and the fund names and click on them. This says stock investment, which is very true, but it says GE stock fund. So this is a fund that only has one stock. This is very risky. This is the riskiest fund within all the funds that you can choose from. So let's click on it just so I can show you that it's only GE stock here. And as you can see, this is a lot of red. You putting your money in one stock is not recommended. But let's scroll down, and I'm going to highlight this. This fund is nothing but GE common stock. So just like I said, you wouldn't want to put all your money in a money market account because you wouldn't make any interest, and you're going to be, well, you wouldn't make too much interest on your rate of return because it's so low. Here, yeah, if this particular stock was just great, you can make a killing, but you have a great risk, and you saw all the red, and you actually can see all the negative numbers here. So don't put all your money in one stock. Don't put all your money in a money market account if you want to have a nice nest egg. So summary, conservative, go to asset class. Look for something that says short-term investments. Look for something that says bond investments. Balanced person, you want to look at blended fund investments. You also will consider stock investments. The key thing when you look at stock investments, you want to look at index. And these can be index funds without having the word index in them. So let's look at this top one. You do not see the word index, but you want to open it up. You're going to scroll down. And it is an index fund because you see a lot of companies. You don't see just one company here. This one has 102 companies. It's going to take, for example, your $500 and spread that money over 102 different companies. So there you have it. You have the grouping of conservative, balanced, and aggressive. You have to know what type of investor you are, no matter where you're investing. So in the 401k, you need to know if you had a brokerage account or a brokerage retirement account. You have to know if you're conservative, balanced, or aggressive. All right, stocksandrentals.com. I make my money in stocks and rentals. I would never try to get money from you. Peace.